Hello, and today I will be talking about a character that weaves between the pages of comic books and the digital threads of modern gaming, focusing on a character who has become nothing less than a cultural icon, Spider-Man. Now, before we swing into the high-rise skyline of Insomniac Games' Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales, it is crucial to understand the figure at the heart of these stories. In 1962, amidst the golden age of comic books, author Stan Lee and artist Steve Ditko introduced the world to Spider-Man. This was not your standard superhero. Peter Parker was a teenager, relatable, and flawed. Unlike the infallible ideals that dominated the scene at the time, Peter made mistakes, suffered losses, and faced the repercussions head on. His transformative experience, marked by the tragic loss of his Uncle Ben, was encapsulated in a phrase defining Spider-Man's ethos: with great power comes great responsibility. From these humble origins, Spider-Man catapulted into popular culture. He has countless versions, whether they be animated TV shows, live-action movies, comic spin-offs, or even other video games. The mantle of Spider-Man has consistently been the most well-known superhero ever created, debatably. He was not just a character, but he is a reflection of our struggles, triumphs, and the choices we make. Insomniac Games' Spider-Man, released in 2018, catapulted players into an immersive narrative that begins with Peter Parker's victory over the crime lord Wilson Fisk, also known as the Kingpin. However, that is not all good, as Fisk's downfall creates a power vacuum, giving rise to the new faction, the Inner Demons, who is led by the enigmatic Mr. Negative. Their quest for a bioweapon, known as the Devil's Breath, sets off a chain of events that pushes Spider-Man to his limits. Peter juggles life and heroism while working with his mentor, Otto Octavius, on advanced prosthetics. But their lives take a turn when funding cuts force Octavius Industries to shut down and leads Dr. Octavius down a dark path, embracing his alter ego, Dr. Octopus. He orchestrates a mass breakout of supervillains from the Raft, a maximum security prison where Spider-Man's greatest foes live out their life sentences, which plunges New York into chaos, releasing Devil's Breath, threatening countless lives, including Spider-Man's beloved Aunt May. In a rush to put the villains back into prison and save the people of New York, Spider-Man faces off against Scorpion, Rhino, Electro, Vulture, Mr. Negative, and Doc Ock, taking them down one by one, leading to a heart-wrenching showdown with Dr. Octopus that tests Peter's resolve like never before. With the city on the brink of destruction, Spider-Man must make a life-altering decision, having to choose between the city and his aunt, embodying the true weight of responsibility. This emotionally charged journey underscores the narrative's depth, blending action with a compelling story of sacrifice, resilience, and the indomitable human spirit. Insomniac Games continued their success with Spider-Man Miles Morales, released in 2020. This game puts Miles, a character grappling with his role as a superhero, into the spotlight. After a year of mentorship under Peter Parker, Miles has honed his skills, signified when he saves Peter during a chaotic confrontation with Rhino, using his distinctive bioelectric powers, which he calls Venom. Peter's departure for Symkaria leaves Miles as New York's sole protector, a task that he approaches with determination despite the steep learning curve. The narrative deepens as Miles thwarts an underground heist led by the new villain, the Tinkerer, in an attempt to steal a new energy source developed by Roxxon, called Nuform. Miles also rekindles a strained friendship with Finn, his best friend from grade school, and his struggle is internal and external, but having to balance family, friendships, and a budding sense of duty. After a disastrous confrontation that revealed Finn to be the Tinkerer, Miles reforges his identity, embodying his version of Spider-Man, influenced by support from his best friend Genki and understanding from his mother Rio. The climax escalates when Miles learns of Finn's vengeful plan against Roxxon due to a personal tragedy, pushing him into conflict that question his allegiance and morality. The story culminates in a poignant sacrifice, solidifying Miles' resolve and the community's acceptance, celebrating him as their Spider-Man. Both games are marvels of storytelling and technological achievement. From the fluidity of movement to the breathtaking visuals and the visceral combat, they invite us into a living, breathing city where every alleyway tells a story. This is shown at its best through many intriguing side missions found in both games, where the challenges can vary from finding someone's lost pigeons to protecting a store from looters. These missions not only give life to the city that never sleeps, but also give Spider-Man deeper connections to his fellow residents, defining his title as Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. What sets these games apart from others is their heart. They remind us that heroes are shaped by their challenges, both on the grand stages and in quiet moments. The struggles of Peter and Miles aren't just theirs, they're ours. When the heroes are at their lowest, we may not be able to relate to when our mentor becomes a supervillain, or if we learn we can turn invisible, but relate to us in other ways, like losing a loved one or having to deal with the pressure of having to be too many things for too many people. It is through Spider-Man's victories, losses, joys, and sorrows that we have shared experiences that resonate with each player personally. In closing, Insomniac Games' Spider-Man titles are more than entertainment. They're continuations of a rich legacy, odes to the human spirit, and above all, reminders of the resilience within us all. These games don't just honor the icon, they celebrate the human experience, encouraging us all to find the heroes within ourselves. Thank you.